So we have the item's name right here, the condition of it, and the name of it. This is all the stuff that says right on the item itself. So there was actually item number on some of them. That's what they have, and I'm gonna put that in here. Okay, so I put the item number, so it doesn't look like I copied this dude, whoever was selling the same exact thing. And there was 20 of those items in here. There's 20 pieces. Make sure when you copy someone else's listing, you actually go and list the item that you're actually selling yourself, because here is the whole issue. If you're gonna be selling something and you copy the listing itself, and then you realize that you copied something but you haven't made any modification to it, you might be selling the wrong possible item, and that you're gonna get in big trouble for that. So I did over here. The condition of it is excellent, so we're going to put excellent, and so there we go. I fixed that up. Now we have different kind of categories that they give me a choice to take from. So I'm going to be picking the one that's most likely to get more people to actually bid or buy this item. And there was actually two here. There's the darkroom developing and the slide and movie projections. I'm not really sure. So when you have two different categories and you're not really sure, you can even add a second category, but that's going to cost you an extra fee. So my suggestion for you is to pick just one category, and if it doesn't sell, then you switch to a second category. Then what I'm going to be doing here is picking the store categories. You want to put this in the right kind of section of the store itself. And I don't have that much of it, so I'm going to be putting it into tools. It should be a camera equipment. So next time I'm going to go in here, I'm going to change the store categories and put in a camera equipment and another type of category here, because it's not relevant to any of those. Now the item condition, this is a used item. It's not really a used item because nobody ever used it. So here is the real condition of the item. Inside the item itself, when you open up and you see it, item itself is like new. The box itself is not. This is a vintage old box. So although it was opened, it's not really justified to say this is new or new other because of the condition of external box. But inside the item is like new. So I put it in there just in case if somebody decides to buy it, they know exactly what they're getting. So here is the 5 different pictures I selected. I'm uploading the pictures up to get listed. I'm waiting for them to be uploaded. The next thing I'm going to be doing after it uploads the listings themselves, I'm going to be selecting which picture should be the main image, because that is the most important image. The main image is going to get you the sales, and anything else is not. So if I get one that's too dark like this one, that's not going to work. It has to be something that shows exactly what I'm actually selling. So I'm going to be using the main image as the item that I'll be selling. The next thing I want to do is to show exactly what they're getting once they buy the product. So I did that. I moved it around. Now sometimes you have to fill up all those extra things here, and the only way for you to know is to go back to another listing and see what they filled up, and it doesn't look like they did anything except the brand name. Sometimes you have people who fill up a lot more than that, so we're gonna just fill up the brand name, and that makes it easier for whoever is buying this item to find this item online. And the more things you fill up that are item specific, the more likely this item is actually gonna get sold, and a lot faster. So let's go all the way to the bottom here. Now we are going to be pressing on advanced edit, because now we can do all those fancy cool edits to this. Put right in the middle. That's what we want. Now we are pasting it. So we have the item itself. We are bold, making it bigger. Now we can have all sorts of colors to actually use here, and I like different colors. It makes it look more interesting. and I always experiment with different colors just to see people want to see something more than just looking at a black and white listing. So now they're going to see my listings are going to be more colorful. That is the real reason for that. Some colors are more eye-catchy than others, and you try to make them more relevant to the item that you are selling. But sometimes you just put it in there and it doesn't make that much of a difference. So we put the name of what I'm selling, and now we have to tell them that they're buying one of those. So after put in exactly what they're getting, the next thing you want to do is to make the font a little bit smaller than the top font, so it looks a little bit different. And now I like to change the color, so this one has a different color, and sometimes you can change the font too. You just want to make sure whatever font that you're using, that it's going to make sense, that whoever is reading the item, they can actually read it. If you're going to be putting some font like this, it's hard to read what it says, and it's less likely somebody is going to bid on this item. You want to make sure people can actually read what you are actually selling. So after I did this, we're going to go to the selling format. We can do auction or fixed. It looks like fixed is the best choice here. We have a lot of days that we can choose from, and the more days, of course, it could be better. So in 30 days, yes, this item will be sold, but you want to give them less time. Let's figure it out. Let's see what happens if I put this only for a week, and then if item does not get sold, I can always move the price down. So I'm pricing it with almost the same identical price as the item actually got sold on eBay itself, because I'm not trying to compete much with the price itself. I don't want to make this a lot less than the competition. I just want to do it the same price as the competition. I just want my item to actually get sold. So now after I did this, I'm actually done here. There is not much else I need to do here. I'm looking at everything else, and I just want to make sure everything else is correct here. The package size, there is all kinds of different dimensions here, and it's the shipping details. So I'm just making sure there is no returns accepted. I don't want people to, give this back to me after they buy this. So I think this is it. I think we are done. Let's list the item and see if it tells me if there is anything that needs to be fixed, because sometimes it's not going to accept it. It's going to tell you that maybe one thing has to be fixed, but it didn't. It actually liked it. So it took the item. Congratulations, we are done. The item itself has been listed on eBay itself. And now the next thing I have to do is just wait for it to get sold. So now your job is, of course, to create your own listing. Go up there and try to create your own listing and post it up as well. So after I did the research, it's almost time for me to do the listing. But there is one more thing that I have to do before I go about and list this item. I have to go in to the pictures themselves. So I'm going to go into the pictures. Those are the pictures I took of the item itself. And now what I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to be fixing the pictures. I want to enhance them. I want to make them so much better because it doesn't look that attractive. So the first thing I'm going to do is add extra light to it, make it more shiny. The next thing I want to do is to retouch it a little bit. As you can see, there is a line here and I don't like those lines. What I'm trying to do right here is to create this to look as professional looking as possible. Now it looks like a little bit on the bottom, a little bit of white here. At the top it's a little darker and I definitely don't want this. So what I'm going to be doing is doing a little bit brightening here. As you can see, I totally made it look professional. So now when somebody actually looks at the item itself, they'll be like, this looks really good. And it does. So now it looks more professional. Although it is a lot more brighter than it should have been, that's still okay. Because when somebody tries to buy this item itself, they know what they are getting. So there was only one mistake here that I really dislike, is right here at the top. You see like there was a yellow in there. I'm trying to avoid it, but there's not much I can do. So sometimes you have a situation where the picture is a little bit less than perfect, but then again it does its job. Here's the comparison between the item that I'm selling and after I fixed the way it looks versus how it actually looks like before I got started with it. So let me retouch and fix this one as well, because this one is also a little bit of a mess here. Let's see if I can do it even better in this one. So I'm doing the same exact thing as I did before, and we still have this bright spot right there, and I don't think I'll be able to get rid of it. But still, it looks so much better than anything else out there. So I really think that it's gonna drive the value of my item much higher, because now it looks more professional and it looks more like something somebody would buy in an eBay store. Some of the pictures might look a lot better, like this one came out way better than this picture right here, which has smudges on top or bottom. I'm just gonna delete that one. So I did 2 pictures that looks pretty good. Now we have a picture of what's inside. You have to show what's inside. People want to see what they're buying and not just the box itself. Now we have the product right next to the box, so that's good too, and I'm trying to make it look a little bit more fancy without making it too dark. I think that looks pretty good. And here is this one. This one is way too dark. This is exactly the type of picture you don't want to have. And here's another one. I like this one. That's a really nice one. So I'm trying to brighten it up as well here. Right there. Now it looks so much better. So you don't have to do like very fancy retouching job to it, but you have to do enough to make it look pretty decent for the item itself. So I'm straightening it out a little bit. There we go. Now I'm cropping the image right there, because the focus on the item itself was done. And now we have to get more lights into this. This looks so much better. So now it looks really good and professional. So I have all the images up. I'm just gonna delete the extra ones that we are not gonna be using. This one right here, I'm not gonna be using that one. This one is duplicate, don't need it. So we kind of only have maybe this one. Nope, I don't want that one either. And that's it. We have 5 images, the best images for this product itself. I'm putting it down.